Steph Curry, the greatest shooter ever. He shoot more than everybody else. You're going to make more if you shoot more. Listen to me. You don't have the luxury of missing half the shots. You don't have the luxury of missing out on a kid. You got to reach them all. In baseball, you strike out 7 times, they put you in the Hall of Fame. You strike out 7 out of 10 times, they say his batting average is 300. He's one of the greatest to ever play. You don't have that luxury. We can't miss with 7 out of 10 kids. Everybody's child in your class is somebody's child. Every one in your class, all them bad kids, the good kids, they're somebody's baby. They act so tough, but they're somebody's baby. They're somebody's grandbaby. And they send them to you every single day.
I'm your professor, I will test you in the worst way. Don't bring a scantron, it's pop quizzes all day. Cause of our chemistry, we do biology. What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Subscribe or die trying. You see the thumbnail, man. You see the topic. You listen to the video. Listen. This is the difference with the real world. Sports is great. It's fun. I love it. But the only sport that I would say is like life, maybe sports, is boxing and MMA. Because every mistake can cost you everything. And that's the thing. Like in the real world, you don't have the luxury to make mistakes. Now, I make a lot of mistakes. And here's the interesting thing. A lot of people, and I understand why, think innovation is in trying things out and making mistakes and, you know, tinkering with things. And that's true with invention and innovation. But nobody wants to be the guinea pig for your innovation and your invention. They want you to get it right first. You make all the mistakes. Because once you bring it out into the world, it got to work, right? And unfortunately, we're living in a society where it's catering more and more to the ability to constantly make mistakes. And I think because of that, you're seeing the decline, a rapid decline in productivity, aggressiveness, work ethic, just overall a better group of human beings. You're seeing a lot of regression. And part of that is because our society would rather put up baseball numbers, as in you know, bat 300. You know, I'm excellent. No, you're horrible. You know, in baseball that's excellent. In life that's terrible. But I hit a home run one of those 3 times. Yeah, but you got 7 families that you've put in a bad spot. 7. And all you can think about is the 1 home run you hit and the 2 times you did all right. And you skip over the 7. You know, like as if they don't count. When you use the Steph Curry thing, Steph Curry shoots like 40% from 3-point. 40% is great in the NBA, 4 out of 10. But in life, it's not great, you know. And sometimes I think when we look at life through the lens of sport, we forget the amount of failure that's allowed in sports. You know, you can fail a lot of times in the pursuit of greatness at a point. Like you can make 4 or 5 mistakes, but then do one big, huge thing and all is forgiven. But that's not life. That's not life. You get what I'm saying? And the reason why stuff like that is important is because, and I'll say it this way, I think that's one of the biggest disconnects going from childhood to adulthood is children make a lot of mistakes. and you try to, and as they get older, you try to mitigate and stop them from making so many mistakes. Because if you got a kid that's accustomed to making mistakes and mistakes that don't bother them because they're a kid and they keep making mistakes, they're going to be a horrible adult. They're going to be a horrible adult because all they're going to do is make mistakes. And unfortunately, I think I've said this before, you look out into society, you have a bunch of 30, 40, let's just say, let's just say 25 and up, 30 and up, 40 and up, 50 and up, 60 and years old and up who have the mentality of 17-year-olds, 15-year-olds. You got 60-year-old teenagers running around here, 70-year-old teenagers running around here because they're still, I'm just making a mistake. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. It's not okay. Because as an adult, your mistakes affect other people and other people's families. And some people you know, some people you don't know. And the last thing they need is for a stranger to do something that completely derails or even destroys their life. Because, it's just making mistakes. We all make mistakes. It's like, no, you don't. And the sad part about that speech that I guess he's a principal, I don't know, that he was giving that was true to the teachers is even the bad ones, even the bad kids, that's somebody's baby. You got to try to get it right with them too. And the thing about not having the luxury to make mistakes, you can give all you've got and give somebody everything you've got, and they make a conscious choice to not um, take the information in or not do right by all that's given to them. And you just got to live with it that you gave them everything you had. They have to live with them not actually putting it into practice. You know what I'm saying? So, but you don't have the luxury, you don't have the luxury to fail people, but they can fail themselves. That's their choice. But that doesn't mean you approach situations with people like, oh, okay, I'm not even gonna, you know, since I believe this person is failing themselves, I'm gonna fail them. And it's like, no, because human error is very serious, and a lot of times people, how can I say this? People create a bad situation that didn't exist. Like, case in point, I was working, but I had to go. I went to the gas station. And I was working, and I went to the gas station, and a guy, something happened at one of the pumps or whatever. So I'm at the register on one register, uh, and he's like, they're trying to figure out what went on with him because he bought gas and it just went haywire, you know. And the lady at my register is getting frustrated with that conversation. So she's bringing me up, and I told her to do, hey, could you do X, Y, and Z for me? And then she didn't hear me. And so I'm looking, I'm like, okay. And then she's like, do you want that? I'm like, yeah, I just said that. Like, well, why didn't you say anything? And I'm looking like, I just said that. You didn't hear me. Because she's sitting there looking at this person with an attitude. Now she has an attitude, and I know this lady. So I was like, I'll catch you later. But the point I'm trying to make is, I know people who do that on a regular basis, and they don't remember why they get the responses out into the world that they do. And what I mean is, the same people that they saw earlier in the day and they did something crazy to, they forget that they did that and that person's at the grocery store, Walmart, and cuss them out or smack them. It's like, oh, where did that come from? You don't have the luxury to create, to make a lot of mistakes and think you're not going to pay for them. That's why I said boxing and MMA is closer to life, because uh, if you make a mistake it's gonna hurt. And in our society, because I was actually at the gym on another occasion, and me and this guy were talking, and one of the guys I work out with like most of the time, and he's a young guy, and he said, "Man, I didn't realize being an adult is like just being in a big high school." And I said, "No," I was like, "It's different. It's different." And I said, "The reason it's different is because when you're an adult, you know, in high school you can get into a fight. Adults think they're above a fight. Adults actually think they can't get their ass whipped for some odd reason." And he chuckled. He said, his trainer told him the same thing, and that goes into the part I'm talking about this luxury where in the real world you don't have the luxury of thinking that you could do something to somebody or make a mistake that costs another person, and them or their family might see you for the inconvenience that you've caused them. So, and that's why when the guy said, you know, that's somebody's baby, that's somebody's grandbaby. It's one thing for your baby, your grandbaby to do wrong, and they got to suffer the consequences. It's another thing for you to do somebody's baby or grandbaby wrong because of your whatever's going on in your head. They're gonna see you. You get what I'm saying? So, and I say this for young people who are becoming adults. People are gonna have less and less patience with your immaturity and your laissez-faire attitude because you're going from childhood to adulthood, because you don't have the luxury to just make mistakes every day. You know, they always cost. But tell me what you think. Like, share, subscribe, and die trying. Catch y'all on the next one. Peace.
You ever been to the top of the universe? I'm gonna take you there.